Hi, I'm Dr. Tanya, and today we are talking about family schedules to keep your family safe and sane. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please let all your friends with kids or grandkids know to subscribe as well, as I'll be coming to you every Tuesday with more tips on raising healthy, happy kids. So right now, most of us are home, sheltering in place, social distancing, and I'm getting a lot of calls and emails from families saying, "Help me, Dr. Tanya, my kids are driving me crazy," or vice versa, kids saying, "Help, my parents are driving me crazy." And a lot of people don't know how to coexist all in one place because we're used to kids going to school every day, parents going to work, and so this is sort of a new normal that we all need to adjust to. So what I've been working on is a family schedule that you can adapt to your own family, and this will help minimize conflicts and fights, and kids really do well with routines and schedules. It helps them feel safe and secure, and they know what's expected of them. So here's an example schedule that I've developed, family schedule, and we're going to go through it, but know that it may vary a little bit according to your family, and that's okay, and I'll give you tips on how to do that every step of the way. So 8 a.m. is wake up time. So you can get together as a family and decide on the appropriate wake up time for your household. If you have teenagers, it might even be 9, or I had one family who agreed on 10 a.m. As long as you all agree and everybody gets up, that's okay. What you don't want to happen is to have some people sleep in later and later and later, where they're just wasting the entire day sleeping. That's really going to throw off their circadian rhythm and make them not as productive during the day. So set a wake up time for your whole family, and then also have a family breakfast time and meeting. And this is a great time to go through the schedule for the day. And everyone can talk about things that they really need to accomplish that day. Also, if there's any virtual meetings that your kids have that need to get put on the schedule or that parents have, you can let your kids know, "Hey, mommy has a special call at 2 o'clock, so that's going to be my time where I'm going to be in the office." Or if your kids have a virtual piano lesson, you can put that on the schedule as well. Now, most kids are in virtual school right now, and that's going to vary, but I have it on here from about 9 to 2, and it may be less, and that's okay. If your kids aren't in an organized virtual school program, then you can actually do one yourself, as there's plenty of free online tools now for kids to learn based on their grade level and their individual interests. You can also ask your kids to choose something that they're interested in doing. Maybe it's learning a new language, learning about their favorite sports hero, anything that they can do for sort of self-development and education, you can add into the schedule right here. And it doesn't even have to be 4 hours. It can be shorter. You can also have breaks throughout that time if your kids need to stop and move around. You know, depending on the age, not everyone can sit for the entire time in front of a screen. Obviously, you're going to have a lunch break, and hopefully that's a family lunch break where, again, you can all talk to each other. And if you're done with school, that can be a time to go outdoors. If you're not, your kids can hop back onto the computer to finish virtual school learning. And when that ends, let's say 2 o'clock, this is when we're all going to go outside to exercise. Now, luckily, in Southern California here, we have beautiful weather, and it's really a good idea that everybody spends at least an hour outdoors a day. You can go for a walk as long as you stay at least 6 feet away from others. You can also play tag. You can throw frisbees. You can jump up and down. You can even just sit in nature and relax and do nothing, as being outside is so good for the mind and the body. If it's raining outside or snowing in certain parts of the country, you can also make an obstacle course at home or do a dance party. Anything to get your family moving and sweating for an hour is great. When that's over, it's time to talk about chores or home responsibilities. And again, this is going to vary based on your age kids, but kids love learning new tasks, and it helps them feel really productive and like they're helping out, especially when you compliment them and reward them for everybody helping the entire family out. So it could be something simple like a young child, putting the laundry in a pile. An older child can fold it. Some kids can learn to help prepare meals. They can also pick up after themselves. You can just divide up all the tasks that need to be done in the day and assign it to everybody. For teenagers, this is a great time to teach them life skills that you otherwise might have not had time to. They should learn how to do their own laundry. After all, they'll have to do it in college. They can also learn money management and how to cook and prepare meals. Pretty much any age child can help out in the kitchen, whether they're just creating a menu, organizing, ripping lettuce, setting the timer. So this is really fun. And we know that when kids participate in helping cook, they will actually eat what's made, and they will eat healthier things and taste them as well. Now, the one important thing is that you don't overload the chores, right? So this is not a time to have too many chores. This is not a time to nag your kids. This is really something that you all need to agree upon together. And this is what you're going to do at the family meeting. You're going to talk about the chores. I've actually had some families where I've had to make a list of the chores and get rid of some of them. I had one mom that drove her family crazy every day about laundry. Laundry, laundry, laundry needs to be folded. Everybody do your laundry. So I had to say to them, okay, laundry is only a Sunday activity in your house. Wear the same clothes over and over again. It's okay. It doesn't need to be done every day. I also had a family where all the store deliveries were put into one room of their house, and it was kind of a mess with different piles, and Dad was yelling about how it needed to be organized, but everyone was so busy, they just didn't really have time, and I said, you know what, let's let that room go. That's the room that's going to be disorganized because you're going to be going through all of those things as you need them, and that's okay. Sometimes we have to let certain things go. I mean, you should see my house right now, since I'm still working. I have 3 kids. It's all not going to be perfect. But that's okay. Just take a moment to breathe. But anything that's really important and needs to be done are things that everybody in the family should divide up and do. Okay, 4 o'clock, free time. So free time can be different for every age group. Now, of course, older kids, they may want to play video games. They may want to watch YouTube. And you know what? Although I'm usually the one that says no recreational screen time on school days, right now I'm laxing up on that. So my boys are playing video games. My boys are watching YouTube. They're watching movies. And you know what? That's okay. As long as everybody knows the limit, the hour or 2 that they're allowed to do that, then there won't be fights yelling, hey, get off the screens, come to dinner, because everybody knows exactly what they're allowed to do when. Now, for younger kids, as much as you can have them do activities that don't involve screens, that's really preferred. So art projects are great. My 5-year-old is loving art projects. I ordered on Amazon a bunch of things so he can make me a jewelry box. He's been making necklaces for the grandparents and painting pictures every day. You can also have young kids set up forts, play board games. They can build. You know, there's so many fun, creative things. And when you give them time on their own, it's really exciting to see how creative they can be, you know, when left to their own. All right, so after free time, it's going to be dinner time, and you may or may not have someone in your house helping with this, depending on what you've assigned them. Actually, one of my families, the son wakes up earlier than everyone else in the house, so he's responsible for breakfast right now during the quarantine period. The daughter's responsible for lunch, and the mom's responsible for dinner, and the dad has to not come in and eat whatever is served. And that's what their family decided will help them get through everything. So you get to choose that too. So family dinners are really important, and the most important reason is the family meeting, because this is when you're going to sit down and talk about how everything went throughout the day and what you need to change and adjust. One child might say, hey mom, I need more video game time. Another child might say, I don't need quite that much time to do learning, mom. And that's okay. You might say, you know what, I'll give you an extra hour of video game time if you add another chore to your plate. Or I'll let you do more FaceTiming with friends if you do some of that optional schoolwork that's extra credit. So this is a time where everybody gets to say what they dream, what they want, and then you all get to compromise as a family and write it down, because when there's a written rule that everybody has to follow, then everybody has to follow it, and it will minimize conflicts and yelling and fighting. So let's go back to talking about FaceTiming there for a minute. The other thing you should really build into your schedule, and this can be later with the family activity, you know, or with the free time or during a meal, is don't forget to have time to FaceTime with grandparents, have a Zoom dinner with friends. Just because we're socially distancing right now doesn't mean we can't still socially, virtually connect with others. And that's so important, especially for your kids to see their friends and for you to see family who maybe lives far away. In fact, many families are telling me, you know what, we're getting closer to relatives that live out of state now because we used to be too busy to spend time with them, and now we have a set time every day where we all communicate together, and I think that's so wonderful. So after dinner, a family activity is great. And this is actually really fun. My boys are 14, 12, and 5. And so my teenagers might roll their eyes when I say, hey, we're all gonna play Candyland or hide and seek with your 5-year-olds. But when we do it, they laugh, they get silly, they have fun. And these are the memories and the times that your kids are gonna remember when this is all over. So family activities are really key. And a family movie once in a while is okay as well, but don't be afraid to get retro. Get out the board games, get out the card games. These are such important times that you can really bond with your family and really learn a lot about each other and really make lasting memories. Bedtime routine, again, is going to depend on the age of your kids. Usually I say bedtime routine is about 45 minutes, but your young kids need to know when it starts and when it ends. That way when it comes time for lights out, they're not asking for extra things. And anything that they're asking for, like a drink of water or an extra hug and kiss, just roll that into the bedtime routine, which hopefully includes bath and a book and some cuddle time as well. So that's my family schedule for you. I hope you like it. Remember to tailor it to your own family. Reach out if you have any questions. And again, if you haven't subscribed to my Dr. Tanya YouTube channel, please subscribe now and tell your friends. Until next week, stay safe